You are watching NNN on New Nintendo News. This is a gaming show where do you know what? I'm not even doing that. We haven't got time to do the normal intro because the Nintendo system is For the last 9 years, we have patiently waited for Nintendo to release some brand new games. We've let them cook in the kitchen. Boom, 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 boom. Let's hit. And now it's time to see what they've prepared for us. On today's show, Nintendo held what frankly can only be described as 60 minutes of pure bliss. Oh my god. Yes, Nintendo held a dedicated Switch 2 Direct and they told us everything that we need to know. Nintendo gave us a closer look at the machine, its capabilities and its new features. They gave us the price, they unveiled new accessories, they shown off the game's first party and third party developers, and they gave us GameCube support. They're showing us everything. Nintendo showing off brand new games like Mario Kart World.
A brand new race across the entire world starts here. Mario Kart World!
Donkey Kong Bonanza. They showed us a brand new third party exclusive from Software. People are going sick for that. It's not my kind of thing, but hey ho. Nintendo do have a lot of games incoming, but before we get to that, let's talk about the big stuff. Let's talk about the important details. The launch date, the price, the graphical power. Nintendo announced that the Nintendo Switch 2 console will be launching worldwide on the 5th of June. Don't know what day it is. It's probably a Friday. I need to book it off. I need to book that day off right now. Nintendo will be releasing the Switch 2 in 2 flavors. You have the bog standard vanilla version, which is just the Nintendo Switch console. Doesn't come with nothing, nada. And that is a grand total of £395.99. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But in the US, the Nintendo Switch costs an eye-watering $449.99 US. It's a lot. It's a lot of money. I blame Donald Trump, me. It's Donald Trump's fault. Raising tariffs, import taxes, whole load of politics business going on. I'm not quite sure what it means and I'm not really interested. The second version of the Nintendo Switch 2 that Nintendo will be launching comes with a digital download copy of Mario Kart World. That is £429.99 in the UK, and in the US it is a staggering £499.99. So what do you get for £395.99, and if you're in the US it's $449. My god. Nintendo announced that the Switch 2 does indeed run at 60 frames per second and will give us 4K output when docked. Nintendo even took it further and gave us 120 frames per second. I don't think no one was expecting that. Thank you, Nintendo. It also comes with 256 gigabytes of onboard memory. It's still not enough, but hey, it's better than the 32 gigs that he gave us last generation. The Switch 2 obviously is more powerful now, so to combat that extra power, Nintendo have released a brand new dock, which has got a fan in it. Sucks up all the heat. We didn't get any more information on how powerful the console is. Nintendo kind of kept those details a bit to themselves, but we have since learned that supposedly the Nintendo Switch 2 is 10 times more powerful than the original OG Switch. Nintendo showed off a range of third-party games that look visually impressive. They showed off ports of Elden Ring, they gave us Street Fighter 6 and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Yes, they didn't look as great as their PS5 or Xbox Series X counterparts, but they still look great. They still deliver. As long as Nintendo can still give us these next generation games that PS5 and Xbox are getting, and as long as they can make sure that these games perform well, the frame rate's good, the frame rate's locked in. If you can give us the performance, I don't really care that the games don't look as stunning as they do on the PlayStation 5. I don't. The screen is also 1080p now instead of 720p, and the screen is also bigger. It comes in now at 7.9 inches. The screen on the console isn't an OLED screen, it is an LCD screen, but the screen now comes with HDR capabilities. Nintendo told us that they've made improvements to the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons are now bigger in size, the shoulder buttons are bigger, the control sticks are bigger. Nintendo confirmed that the Joy-Cons can indeed be used as the mouse, giving us more control options to play video games now. However, Nintendo did announce that the console is still the same thickness, which is kind of got into me. When you're using it in mouse controls, is it going to be uncomfortable because it's very thin? But hey ho. Nintendo also shown off more of the magnetic Joy-Cons, told us more about how they work, and they also unveiled their new chat system. Yes, Nintendo unveiled Nintendo Game Chat, and finally they have given us a easy, seamless, non-convoluted way of chatting to our friends online when we're playing video games. Thank you!
Introducing Game Chat, a new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hi, missed you.
No longer do we have to go onto our mobile phone app and then set up rooms and lobbies, or no longer do we have to go and set up a Discord room. We can now just do it by simply tapping the C button. Tap, 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 tap. You just tap that and you can talk. Can we just talk? Can we just talk? But Nintendo have obviously applied a unique touch to it all, and they put their own little creative Nintendo spin on the whole voice chat system. They have also paired that with a camera, so now you can actually see your friends when you're talking to them. Can we just talk? Yeah, so now you can see your friends' faces when you want to bust them up online if you're playing Mario Kart, Street Fighter, Smash Brothers, or whatever game you feel like you're confident enough to beat people up on. You can look at the faces now, you can see them crying. Oh, I can't wait to play some 6-year-old online and mash him up. Show me your face. That sounds weird actually. I need this camera, it looks so fun, it looks so good to play Mario Party with this camera.
Oh,
That was good.
okay.
Wait.
Good.
Go
That's
left,
good.
go left. Left,
Oh, wait, maybe
left.
if
Okay.
I go a little more this.
I just want it. I need this camera. I need people to look at me. Look at me. The C button also gives you the ability to just hang out with your friends and just chat. You can just chat in lobbies. You don't actually even have to play games together. You can even watch your friends gameplay, and they can share their screens with you, so you can just watch, or I don't know, give them help or advice on where to go if they're stuck. You can just hang out, watch your friends play the game, and just talk. Can we just talk? As soon as I seen this direct, I got on the phone to my friend and I said, "Are we getting the camera?" And every single person says no. I'm gutted. One of the best things about playing Nintendo games is the local co-op. There's nothing better than playing Smash Brothers with your friends shoulder to shoulder, just beating them up. There's nothing better than playing Mario Kart online where you can dash the shell at your friend and see the face when they're like, "Ah, you got me, you bitch." In the age of online, we've kind of forgotten about that. We've drifted away from that kind of social community aspect, and I feel like this is Nintendo's way of kind of recreating that, but virtually. Do you know what I mean? The console also had a load of new features. Features like Game Share. It's bloody fantastic. Game Share is bloody fantastic. And there is the cost of living crisis going on, so I'm all about sharing some games. Nintendo announced that with certain video game titles, you are able to share the game with your friend locally and play multiplayer using only one copy of the game, and you can do that with up to 4 people, and you can do it online. Pair that with the ability to be able to virtually share your digital games online with your friends. I mean, as long as you and your friends are subscribed to the same Nintendo Switch Online family account, you can take advantage of that feature where you can download your digital games onto other consoles. So that technically means that if I do that with 4 of my friends and we all buy 6 games each, 6, 12, 18, 24, it means we've got access to 24 games. And you only need to buy 6. Thank you, Nintendo. Thank you. So is all of this worth the bog standard £395.99? Well, that's up to you. It's down to you. Only you can answer that. But for me, hell yeah. Yeah, let's address the elephant in the room, the pricing. The pricing's come under fire from Nintendo fans. It's not looking good. Fans have been erupting online and just complaining and nagging and just nagging all day about the pricing of the console and the games. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The games are a bit spenny. For the last 12 months, gamers and the industry have been speculating about how much Rockstar and publisher Take-Two will charge for what will be the greatest game of the year. No, the greatest game of the generation, Grand Theft Auto 6. There have been rumours that Rockstar and Take-Two are ready to charge consumers £80 to £100 for this game, and I'm not gonna lie, they deserve it. They deserve all the money. The game's been in development for I don't know how long, maybe about 10 years, 15 years, I don't know. The game's been in development for ages, and it's going to be groundbreaking. The whole collective industry has been waiting to see whether they are actually gonna have the balls to drop a game for £100, because if Take-Two can drop a game for £100 and other publishers can drop a game for £100. Well, it turns out that we were looking at the wrong developers, because it's Nintendo who have decided to increase the game prices and set a new standard. Nintendo, this is dangerous. But you know what? It's fine. If you would like to buy the wonderful, amazing online multiplayer game Mario Kart World, it is going to cost you a staggering £75 if you want to buy it physically. Nintendo must be feeling the crunch from modern day video game development. They must be struggling in their studios. Nintendo was like, if we gotta do 4K visuals, then we're gonna charge them 4K. Nintendo weren't messing about. They were not messing about. Nintendo clearly have decided to get involved with modern day video game development, and they have discovered that it costs a lot. It costs a lot to implement ray tracing. It costs a lot to do 60 frames per second. It costs a lot to do 4K visuals. It costs a lot to do 120 frames per second. This costs. Do you want Nintendo to go bankrupt and broke as well? Because I don't want that from Nintendo. Stop complaining about the pricing. Stop complaining about the pricing. And I get it. Cost of living crisis going on, inflation's on the rise, people don't have money just to be spending and shelling out for Mario Kart World. Don't buy it then. No, I'm all joking, because it's an amazing game. We all have to buy this game. But the point I'm making is, don't blame Nintendo. However, Nintendo have given us the option to buy the game digitally, and it does come at a cheaper cost. I feel like nobody's talking about the fact that Nintendo have finally made digital games cheaper for us. It's been my one wish from since digital games were created. Why were digital games always the same price as they were in brick and mortar stores? Now Nintendo have cut out the middleman, they've cut out the distribution costs, and it's actually reflected in the pricing. Nintendo have announced that Donkey Kong Bonanza will be launching at $66.99 physically, but if you want to buy it digitally, it's only going to cost you $58.99. Still expensive, but I appreciate it's cheaper. However, is the games industry not dying? Are video game developers and studios not getting sacked off left, right and centre? All these video game developers are increasing the budgets in the AAA games to give us more immersive, detailed and dynamic gameplay, so it makes more sense that the games only get more expensive, right? Games haven't actually increased in price by that much, you know. When I was a little kid and I used to go and buy my Nintendo 64 games, which cost £50, £60, I'm sure they did, they felt expensive at the time, but fast forward 20 years later, games are still £60. Game prices haven't gone up in the longest time. They were gonna go up eventually. Don't be blaming Nintendo just because they were the first ones to do it. I mean, to be fair, we could have done with a gradual increase over the years. Just to charge me an £80 for a game right now when I'm not used to it. Do you know what I mean? You don't even take me out for a meal, Nintendo. You don't even wine and dine me. You just say, there you go, Mario Kart World, £80. Like, I do like to be treated like nice, do you know what I mean? But if you're gonna accelerate the prices just like that, it's okay. You have to do it. You have to do it. You have to recoup your gaming costs. I don't want Nintendo to start making AAA next-gen capable games and they go bust. I don't want that for Nintendo. Charge me as much as you want, to be honest. Well, don't charge me as much as you want. Don't get carried away.